Hi, thanks for your time, everyone. So we had a lot of requests to address the youth today. And a lot of people also asked, like, can you define youth? Because we want to attend it as well. So it really doesn't matter. I mean, you could be in your teenage years right now. You could be 20, 30, 40, 50. Doesn't matter because I'm 40 years old right now. I still think I'm young. I'm still youthful and all of that stuff. It's really an attitude and the way you live your life. A lot of people, they look at age as a number. So when they become 30, they start looking after their health. When they become 40, they start doing their annual executive checkups at all hospitals to see if their heart's functioning the right way and all of those things. But that comes with a psychological number. Like, so 40 means that, oh, I'm becoming old. 50 means I'm getting older and older. For me, it's always been just a number. And, if we maintain ourselves physically as well as, mentally, emotionally, the right lifestyle. I know people, I draw my inspiration from a guy who, a couple of years ago, when it was that hippie time in Goa, and Goa was filled with hippies and rave parties and all of that stuff. Once I got permission to be out at night, and I think I would have probably been about 16 years old. And me and my friends, we ended up at a party at a place called Hilltop. It's people who have been to Hilltop today. It's completely different from what it used to be many, many, many years ago. And we were sitting and observing this first rave party of our lives. And there was this one guy at about 7 o'clock. He must have been about 80 years old, very, very old man. And he was dancing from like 8 in the night till 8 next morning. And at that point, it was like, that's how I want to be if I ever reach the age of 80, because a lot of people think with age by 50, 60, the joints stop working, the hips stop working, the knees stop working, and then we have all those problems. But then there are so many people in the age group of 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 who sometimes have more energy than the youth. They're able to, do a lot more. They have more stamina and endurance. So really, it's a state of mind. And, it's what you do today that will matter 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20 years down the line. You invest in yourself the right way today, you could have a lot of youthful years. And something that we notice when people hit their 30s, 40s, 50s, people become boring and grumpy because in their mind, that's affiliated with aging. But you should always still be playful. You should be youthful. You should never forget how to have fun. Of course, there's the right way of having fun and the wrong way. And that's what keeps you young. All these cosmetics and pills and supplements that promise you anti-aging and all of that stuff, that's a waste. And you know what I mean. You know so many people who use all those creams and they still look really old and behave very old. So it's really a state of mind and your attitude. So how I've divided the couple of minutes that we have together today is, I've broken it down into spheres in life. I've broken it into your health, your career, relationships, either girlfriend, boyfriend, boyfriend, girlfriend, 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 boyfriend, boyfriend, whatever it is, relationships, family, your personal growth, I have also based it on your money and your wealth, because these are the most common questions that we get from the youth. How do we juggle all of these things together? How do we put it together? A lot of people are depressed because they don't know what to do with their careers. Some are depressed because their relationships are not working out. Some of them have taken to drugs and alcohol because of poor health, or they've gotten poor health because of their addiction to drug and alcohol. A lot of people, they want to personally evolve and be someone, leave a legacy on this planet, add value to people's lives, their companies, all of that stuff. That's called personal growth. And then, of course, there's all money and abundance and all of those things, which, is important to you. Anyone who says, oh, I don't care about money and all of that stuff, never listen to them. Money is important, period. At the same time, you should never become a slave to money, where you sell your soul or you degrade your health in the chase and the pursuit of money. But money is required. There is no doubt about it. A lot of people have grown up with their parents constantly telling them money is the root cause of all evil. But let me tell you right now, your parents are wrong. Money is the root cause of all evil if you become a slave to it. And then you start doing evil things to acquire that money, greed, robbery, fraud, and all of that stuff. Other than that, then ask your parents, why you want me to get an education? Why do you want me to study and get a job? Because I'll earn money. And is that the root cause of all evil? No. To change your mindset about money, abundance, all of these things are required if you want to live a particular quality of life. If you don't, then you can be happy with what you have. It's everyone's choice. So let's start off with the most important thing, because this is usually the least important thing on the list of all the youth and everyone else. So the most important thing is your health. Okay, I'm not going to give you advice about diets and all of that stuff. I'm just here to tell you that if you don't have your health in place, you cannot enjoy life. You cannot be productive. You cannot build maybe a successful business, but it'll be a struggle right through. I can't tell you how many hundreds and hundreds of kids and the youth we've counseled over the last couple of years. You know, bad lifestyles, poor lives, all gone to the US to study, UK to study, some of them in India. And today they can't even complete their studies, or they join a company, their first job, they can't perform because they have health problems, diabetes, back problems, sciatica problems, heart problems. I'm talking to youth. We're talking about the youth today. So my whole point is, if you're studying hard, if you have ambitions in life, you want to be someone, without your health, you cannot do it. You may see around the world that people are struggling, they're on painkillers, yeah, but at the end of the day, ask yourself, what is the quality of life? Everyone who shows you, mostly everyone who shows you their life on social media and stuff like that, you know, their success stories, all of that stuff, they won't show you the suffering they go through. You know, today I consult with billionaires, millionaires, sheikhs, and all of that stuff. And we look at their life of, wow, so much of money and success and fame. A lot of them can't even sleep at night anymore because their backs hurt. A lot of them have so much of facility that they have to sit up and sleep. Can you imagine every night sitting and sleeping? A lot of them have all the money in the world, but they can't even fit comfortably into the private seats of a first class, you know, plane, or their private jets. They have issues sitting, they have back pain, they have to sit like this in their luxury aircrafts and stuff like that. You know, I'm just trying to make a point that without your health, you cannot enjoy life. And let's be honest, at the end of the day, we are here to work out, you know, make money, run families, all of these things and stuff like that. But if we can't enjoy our life, or if we can't be happy, then a lot of people start growing up to be very bitter. They have everything in the world, but yet, you know, how many people have we come across in our life where we say, wow, they have so much, but that person looks so ungrateful and unhappy all the time and grumpy all the time? Because it doesn't matter how much you have. What matters is how you feel at the end of the day. Some people have very little, but they feel so happy and blessed and good. And they're happy people. It shows on their face, their skin, their hair, their, you know, looks and all of that stuff. And some people have everything and more. They're born with the golden spoon, silver spoon, diamond spoon in their mouth, but they're always unhappy, depressed, complaining, whining, blaming. Because you don't have to have that to fulfill you. You need to feel good at the end of the day. If you ask me today, with my experience, what are the things that make people the happiest? Good relationships, having a hobby or a passion, or your job is your passion. That's a blessing. Memories, having great memories, the ability to give back, or volunteering or giving back, because that's a priceless feeling of happiness, you know, and great health. These are the 5 things, and there'll be more. We want nice nature around us, all of that stuff. But, you know, we speak to dying patients all the time. We speak to rich people. And like I said, no one talks about their money when they're sick. So we have to understand that money doesn't get you fulfillment. Yes, we want it. I want it too. I want to build abundance and wealth because I want a particular quality of life, you know, all of that stuff, but not at the cost of your health, because you'll have all the money in the bank, but you want to have your health. And sometimes money cannot buy you back lost health. So let's talk about your health. Do you have to get onto diets? Do you need to punish your body with exercise, all of that stuff? Absolutely not. You got to keep it simple. Eat meals, clean nutrition. If most of your diet is junk food and sugar and ultra processed, number one, you're not eating food. That's not food. That's called junk food. It's not going to contribute to your health. As youth, we all like to try stuff. I would love eating bags of chips and burgers and all of that stuff. We go through those phases, but you have to always come back to the fact that you will feed your body 90% natural, wholesome food. Your fruits, your nuts, your seeds, your vegetables, your grains, your dals, your lean proteins. You can't change that. No matter what, you could be a student at Harvard or Yale or, you know, UCLA or whatever, getting the best education. But if you're feeding your body the wrong food, you're going to have those consequences as well. So when it comes to nutrition, keep it simple. Okay, you want to fast. You don't have to look for fads on the internet, what everyone's trying to do. Do what suits you. You already know if you're overdoing it on junk, and that's why you have acne and weight gain and PCOD and all of that stuff. You know what the cause is. Just stop doing it. So keep your food simple and wholesome. Enjoy your junk food once or twice a week or here and there, but balance it out with more good food. If I'm going to have a bag of chips, I'm going to make sure I also have an extra fruit in a day and nuts and seeds, because I want to compensate. I want to make sure that my body is also getting good nutrition. So that's it. Keep your nutrition simple, but don't ever forget that. You'll have days and weeks where you go off track completely, but come back, get back on track the moment you can. Exercise. You know, I mean, I don't understand why the youth and most people, even adults, choose a sedentary lifestyle or to be lazy. Does it make you feel good? The answer is no. It makes you feel good while you're lazing around and watching Netflix and TV. but after that you feel lethargic and slow. You need to know that your body is designed to move. So how simple is it to add a little bit of exercise or movement? Let's not even call it exercise in your day, whether it's 30 minutes of walking or dancing or playing a game, cricket, football, badminton, whatever it is. I'm not here to tell you to go to the gym. I'm not here to tell you to go hire a personal trainer. Some of the youth like that. They want great bodies, so you'll do it the right way. I'm just saying 30 minutes of movement. It's not like you don't have time. And a lot of the youth have this mindset and attitude, oh, just take it easy and cool and all of that stuff. You can do that, but after a while, it's going to catch up with you. So like I said, whoever you want to be on this planet Earth, you need your health. You need good health to be that person. We have so many young emerging athletes in our own country. They all want to become athletes at a particular age because they have the money, they have the contacts and all of that stuff. But they've messed up their youth in such a way that, they have so much of physio to go through, so much of weight to lose before they could be successful. But imagine if they had maintained themselves. They would have started their career of being an athlete at the age of 20, 19, 18, 21. But today they're delayed, and then they get frustrated and depressed because they feel they've not been able to meet their dream. To meet your dream, you have to do your part. Number one is take care of your health. Okay, it's not cool putting on weight. Okay, some people have genuine issues, metabolic syndromes, diabetes type 1, juvenile, all of that stuff. But it's not cool just putting on weight and expecting the world to accept you. Yeah, everyone will accept you. It's not about acceptance. It's about you doing what is right for you. Okay, maintaining the way you look, not just not for vanity's sake, but your physical weight. We all know that excess weight in the belly area and all of that. What is that? That's a clear sign of you not looking after your health. Your hormones are a mess. So many girls and guys will say, oh, but I have a hormonal imbalance. My next question is, why do you have a hormonal imbalance? Because you're lazy, you don't work out, you're eating junk food. So, having belly fat, excessive belly fat, when you go out in the real world, and the real world is changing. Like today, I'm telling you, I run a multi-million-dollar, company, okay? And we're headed to 1,000 crore valuation, and we're going to achieve that. We don't have investors in the company. We don't have other people's money, no bank loans. We built it from scratch with the right people. I can look at a person, and that person may be the best who may add value to my business, but I'm not going to hire him or her if he or she cannot look after their own health. Because if they can't do it for themselves, how are they going to do it for other people? So, we have MBAs who come to us and all these highly qualified people, who can add artificial intelligence to the business and all of that stuff. But if they can't walk the talk for me, if I am going to give you my business to grow, if I am going to pay you the way I pay you, okay, I need confidence from you that you are capable of looking after yourself. You can't look after yourself. What makes me think or gives me the confidence that you can look after my business, my money, my wealth, my patients, my clients, and all of that stuff? And the world is changing that way. So a lot of people will say, oh, you're insensitive, you're this, you're that, whatever. But then when people see the underlying cause and stuff, like, yes, if you're joining a business which revolves around you and health, you got to walk the talk or you don't have a job. So, things are changing in the world. You got to look after yourself today. You have to look after yourself. The way the world is changing, people are looking for emotionally strong people. Emotionally strong people. And it's up to us to personally evolve. And we're going to talk about that. So coming back to your health, exercise, nutrition, sleep. You're a teenager, youth, yeah, you want to stay up late at night, that's fine. Make up for your sleep. And as you hit your 20s and 21s and 22s and you move into your job, then try to move from that phase of mindless staying awake at night to actually, you have a job now, you're responsible. At least Monday to Friday, go to sleep on time, wake up at the same time. Friday, Saturday, do what you want, party till 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, keep that balance. We also need a balance. But the people who do it throughout fail at some point. They become less productive. If you're sleep deprived, like, my team is sleep deprived, I don't have the confidence that they can manage my clients the next day because sleep deprivation changes the way you work, your productivity, your intelligence. We all know this. But the youth wake up and they'll have coffee and Red Bull and they'll still think they're productive. But that's only caffeine and stimulants. It's not intelligence. So like I said, enjoy your phase of life. But at some point, you've got to keep changing as you start growing up and evolving. So your sleep, and the fourth are your stress levels. There's so much of stress in the youth. I don't blame you because you look at your parents and the generation above you, everyone's complaining about stress and everyone's negative and everyone's whatever. But that doesn't have to be you. That doesn't have to be you. Today, I'm going to use a lot of personal examples and my own story to share. But my story doesn't have to be yours. It worked for me. It's made me successful. It's made my team successful. So that's my story. It never has to be someone else's story. So the most important thing is your stress. If you have stress, you can't grow in life, period. And what is our stress? Our stress is always something that we're trying to be in control of, but we can't control. Or we're so busy comparing ourselves with everyone on social media that it makes us feel inadequate. The more you compare yourself with other people, the more inadequate you feel. Tomorrow, if I wake up and I start comparing my business or my skills or my looks or whatever it is to other people, I am going to feel depressed, because there are going to be better people out there who are doing things differently, people with more wealth, people with better looks, people with, all of that stuff. And I'm going to feel inadequate. But my issue is my stress is because of comparison. Don't compare yourself. Be you. As the youth, you should know that this is what I want to do, have a clear purpose, and do it. You gain nothing out of comparing yourselves. You gain nothing out of looking at, oh, what's the coolest line of work? Let me study that. What's the coolest thing to do? Let me do that. What's the coolest drug on the market? Let's snort that. What's the coolest alcohol that we should do? Let's get ourselves dead drunk and do that. You've done your time, teenage years, youth, now you're evolving. Everything changes. Every single thing changes. Some people try to hold on to that out of an insecurity, that if I give this up, people won't appreciate me anymore. They won't love me anyway. They say, oh, you're aging, you become old. No, absolutely not. These are all mindsets that have to change. So look after your emotional wellness. Learn to meditate. Learn to meditate, even if it's 5 minutes in a day. Learn to connect within. Don't keep connecting outside and running to every one of your friends every time you have a problem, or your girlfriend says something to you, or your boyfriend breaks up with you. You're just getting opinions from other people. It's good to have friends to be, get comfort from them, and to share your problems with them. But finally, you need to connect within, and you got to find answers to your own problems in life. You need to find your own life purpose. No one can help you find that. No one can make you find that. You have to look within. So for that, meditate. Learn right now. Today, I have kids who are 8 years old meditating, 9 years, 10 years. I have college students and youth who are meditating for 45 minutes a day without me telling them. They started with 5 minutes today. They say, Luke, I just do it for 45 minutes and I feel so good. So learn to ground yourself. As the world around you is getting more stressful, you need more outlets. So if you want to be strong enough to handle stress, you need to be strong within. Strong within first. For that, meditate. Emotional wellness. Learn how to accept, let go. Don't try to control everything all the time. Things are out of your control. Half the stress, we make it. A lot of stress is caused in our lives because of things that we don't do that we should be doing. Think about it. Think about it. So then becomes stress. Oh, I don't have enough of money. Have you been working hard enough? Are you doing the right job? Are you growing? Are you doing all of these things? Oh, I'm fat. People don't like me. I'm insecure. I have acne on my face. What are you doing about it? Are you exercising, or have you accepted and you've gone on with this whole thing of, oh, accept me the way I am, but deep in you, that's a lie? So my whole point is take care of yourself right now, so you build your own self-respect, your self-esteem, self-confidence. That's things that alcohol and drugs can't give you, nor can wealth and money give you. I know a lot of people who have a lot of their parents' money, but they're the most insecure people, because you can't change, what's wrong inside with money on the outside. So look after your health, emotional wellness, sleep, food, clean food, and your exercise. As simple as that. Learn how to balance it. Energy. Wake up with energy in the morning. All of that stuff. Every teenager and youth wakes up with coffee. Not your fault. You learned it from our generation. Wake up with 2 coffees, follow the American dream. Everyone's lined up outside coffee shops. If you can't start your day without caffeine, you have a big problem. You don't have natural energy in your body to get you through the day. You need stimulants, you need coffee, you need all of that stuff. That's ridiculous. Enjoy your coffee. I love my coffee too, but I'm not dependent on it as a source of energy. And that's what you shouldn't do too. Of course, exam time, you're studying, we want coffee to keep us awake. I use it that way too. You can as well. But keep it simple. Very, very important. And then if you don't look after your health, what's the other biggest problem amongst the youth? Sexual problems, which causes so much of stress because of the amount of pornography consumption and consumption of Netflix and TV serials and trash that exists on the internet. All of a sudden, you're inadequate. Okay, young guys can't keep it up. Young guys can't get it up. Young women don't have libido and all of that stuff. Why? They have PCOD, or men are, getting belly fat with low testosterone levels. They're not strong enough. They don't have proper blood circulation because they're sedentary. And then all of this becomes bigger problems and they move into depression. You know how much of the youth we counsel with sexual problems, which the solution is better sleep at night, better food, not comparing yourself with other people, and then and cutting down on pornography, and they automatically start getting better. So, like I said, a lot of stress is created in our lives by the things that we don't do or the things we're doing too much of. Okay, so you started drinking a lot of alcohol to cover up all of your youth problems. Guess what? When you step into the real world and you have real problems, how much more alcohol are you going to drink to cover up those problems? I'm not against alcohol until it starts controlling you. The problem is never alcohol. The problem is the person drinking it. So many people drink alcohol and they're successful people. They live are fine. They're not addicted. And so many other people get addicted. They become alcoholics. They depend on alcohol to make decisions and do everything. People are the problem, not the alcohol. If you overdo it with the wrong intention, wrong mindset, then you will become a slave to it. The same thing with drugs. The same thing with drugs. Everyone's going to experiment as the youth and do all of that. Do it. I did it too. But the moment you allow it to start controlling you and you get addicted to it, that's when your life starts getting messed up. And anyone who says, oh, I'm not addicted, I'm in control of my drugs and alcohol, are the people who are out of control. Remember that. Remember that. The addict never knows when they're going to get addicted. So you should be responsible for yourself. You can still have a great time as a youth. You can still have a great time, but be responsible and do it the right way. Because once alcohol and once drugs gets that control over you, it will ruin your life and everything that you have done. It will. It will do it 100%. I know drugs and alcohol is glorified on Netflix and social media, and it's the cool factor. You go to a club and if you're not drinking, you're looked down upon. You know, who cares? Who cares? You are you. Are you here to be recognized because of your alcohol and drug habits? Or are you here to be accepted, respected, and loved for who you are? Very, very important. So your energy, your sexual issues, all of this stuff is your responsibility. Your responsibility, the way you maintain your health. You know, today, young women and young guys, all of that stuff, you know, they have body image issues. Why? In a way, it's your fault. It's your fault. You know, you live in a society that judges men and women and young girls and boys based on the physical self. When you know that, if you're okay and you don't care and you can truly say, I don't care what people think about me, be you. But when you know that and you know that you don't have the self-confidence, why aren't you doing something about it? It's as simple as that. Why aren't you doing something about it when you know it is important? So it's so important for us to recognize these things and look after our health, learn to meditate. Let's talk about careers. Okay, so many people are stressed out about careers. You will know what you want and what you want to do with your life and your career when you look within. Not when you look outside and say, oh, which are the coolest jobs? Oh, let me become an actor. Let me become a pilot. Let me become an air hostess. Oh, let me look at the most paying jobs, engineer, doctor. All of that's changed today. There are people who are following their passions and making way, way more money than doctors and engineers. Not that it's a bad thing. I'm just trying to give you an example. So change your mindset. You know, start focusing on you. Don't look to see what your friends are doing. Compare what's happening in your world with the outside world. If you really look inside and you spend that time, you meditate, you connect within, you will know what you want to do. But when you're constantly numbed with alcohol and drugs and spending, you know, too much time socializing with the wrong company and the wrong friends, how will you ever hear your inner voice? How will you ever hear what you would love to do? What you would really, really, really want to do? So when it comes to your career, first look inside and go out to mentors and explore and see, are these things that I would really want to do? Am I doing it for me or am I doing it for my parents to make them happy? Am I doing it because I feel inadequate? Am I doing it to be cool? You know, ask yourself these very difficult questions. At the end of the day, it's your life and your career. You may change several of them before you find what you love doing. That's okay. That's okay. If you ask me, my career started at the age of 35. Before that, I did so many different things. And that's not a big deal. Between 35 and now, like, you know, we've seen success built in the right way. So you can start it at 37, 38, 39, whatever it is, never give up. But try to find out something that you would love doing. So you never have to become a corporate slave, you know, and, you know, get up every day. Imagine waking up, going to a job that you don't like and spending like 10, 12, 14 hours, you know, of negativity, being in a place that you don't like, and then coming back home again and doing it on repeat every single day. It doesn't work. So it is your choice to find something that you love doing and try to make a career out of it. A lot of people today have all these stories like, you know, your education is, you don't need to be educated and just become an entrepreneur and do your startup and all of that stuff. There's good and bad in that. There's nothing right and wrong about it. Education can be really good. There are so many people who have gotten themselves educated and who are doing very, very well in life. There are so many entrepreneurs as well who are well educated and have built stable businesses. There are a lot of dropouts as well, success stories here and there, who have built their businesses very, very well. So they show us the image that education is not needed. Okay. You make that decision for yourself, because there are also a lot of unsuccessful entrepreneurs out there. Okay. The success of a startup is not dependent on how much money they have, because a lot of startups are burning money, not their money, investors' money. And when you ask them for their profits, they have nothing. They're in negativity. That's a game. That's a valuation game. You all know the WeWork story and so many startups which have collapsed. Okay. And everyone thought they're doing so well because of marketing, social media. So like I said, like, do I have regrets about my education? Absolutely not. Even though I may not have learned as much as I could or would and stuff like that, there's always something that happened in school or high school that has added to my success today, or the way that I speak, or the way that I think. Nothing. Never look back in life with regrets. When you're constantly on social media, people make you feel that education is useless because they built success. That's their story. Is it going to be your story? In most cases, not. Because if it didn't, everyone would be dropping out of school and everyone would be successful. But is everyone who's dropping out of school successful? The answer is no. So you make that decision for yourself. Make it for yourself. Don't be a puppet and look at what's happening in the world and then just go against education or be for it completely. It's different for everyone. There's yin and yang. Okay. So make that decision. You make that decision. Don't make some influencer make that decision for you. Everyone is here to give you an opinion. It doesn't have to be your life, but I am here to encourage you to think. You think, connect within and think, because only you can make the best decision for yourself. If you're waiting for social media to make a decision for you, big issue. If you're waiting for the next upcoming movie to inspire you to make a decision, big, big problem. That has to come from within you. So when it comes for your education, simple things. Keep the right company, speak to the right people, listen to your parents sometimes. They may give you a lot of wrong advice, but they also give you a lot of right advice based on experience that you don't have. So always remember that. Respect your parents, listen to them, pray for guidance. Sometimes just pray for guidance to end up doing what you love doing. Praying for guidance can really, really help you as well. We look at social media and technology to give us all our answers. And when it doesn't, then we turn to prayer when nothing else works. So don't make that mistake. You can do all of that and still pray. Let me look at my next point. Yeah. So that's it when it comes to career and education. Make the right decision. There's nothing wrong with a good education. And there's also nothing wrong with dropping out if you are able to create that success. But there's no right or there's no wrong. You need to figure that out for yourself. Let's talk about relationships today. Half the stress of youth, adults, whatever, is relationships. Okay? So we come to family. Let's talk about girlfriend, boyfriend, all of that stuff. Number one, when you enter a relationship, you may make a couple of mistakes. No one has ever trained how to be in love. No one's ever trained how to be in a relationship. All our behaviors in relationships have come from our mind impressions, what we've seen in movies, read in books, seen in TV serials, and all of that stuff. So we learn to behave in relationships based on what our subconscious mind is filled with. But no one is ever trained how to be in a relationship. So that means relationships can fail. Some of them can blossom. The time you get into a relationship, always know that it can fail. I'm not saying expect the worst, but we should also know that, because if we only go in, blind in love, expecting everything that happens in the movies, and when it fails, then we get into depression, drugs, alcohol. We believe there's no love left in the world. Don't do that. Don't do that. Break it down. If you are trying to get relationship advice on the internet or through movies, you got to change your source of information. It is very important for you. When you get into a relationship, get in with a very open mind. Okay, it can work, it may not work. It's okay. It's absolutely fine. Don't get it with expectations that you have to be in control all the time. Never be a doormat in your relationship. Some girls, some boys, some men, some women, they become the doormat. They try to please the other partner all the time to be accepted. That's when your self-esteem is low. So, my self-esteem is low. So if I need you to love me, I'll do anything for you. I'll say all the right words. I'll shop for you. I'll do everything, all of that stuff. I can only do it for a while. After a while, my true self comes up, and then I stop doing it. And then your partner says, oh, you've changed. Okay, that's a big issue. So never enter a relationship with low self-esteem. Also, never expect your partner to fill up your issues. You don't get into a relationship for someone else to fix your problems. You get into a relationship by fixing your own problems. So your self-confidence, your self-esteem. So much of insecurity in relationships. Like I said, if you don't care about your physical self, But you get into a relationship when we all know some amount of physical attraction is necessary. It's real, it's human, there's nothing wrong with that. And now you've got into the relationship, but you're insecure because of your body, or you're insecure because of your face. So your own insecurities damage the relationship, which is why it is so important for you to be grounded, work with your self-esteem and all of these things. Get into a relationship with your own self-respect. If you don't have self-respect, you'll be disrespected in that relationship. And then you start complaining and whining and saying, oh, I'm already always put down. I'm always abused. I'm always whatever. Because you didn't maintain your self-respect. These are such important things to maintain in good relationships. All of these things. And despite this, relationships can change. Why? Because people will always change. And feelings are never constant. Feelings will always change. Always change. It doesn't mean your relationship has to change, but it needs to be, we're mature to understand that how I felt in the first week of my dating, in the first month of my dating, can be very different from how I feel 1 year later or 6 months later. So if I'm mature enough to know that, and my partner's mature enough to know that, then we evolve, knowing that feelings can always change and that feelings never have to stay the same. Pornography destroys relationships. Just imagine you're a guy watching porn all the time. Okay, and then you're in a physical relationship with your girlfriend. And obviously, she's not going to be as good as the girl on the screen. That's a virtual thing. Or the guy isn't going to be as good as the guy in your bed right now. And that's how porn messes you up. There's sexual frustration. Then you want your partner to do what you saw on that porn video. You get sexually frustrated. You build a fantasy in your mind. You're masturbating all the time to a virtual fantasy world. And it's not the same in your real world. Then you get frustrated and you think the girl or the guy is not good enough for you. You want them to do more. They don't want to do more. Then you start looking for more and more sex outside of your relationship in different relationships, or you change your relationship because you're only driven by lust and sex. That's a big relationship break. So you need to understand, everyone watches porn here, there, little and stuff. If you find yourself getting addicted to it and that's your only source of entertainment and you're changing your behavior and your anger and your irritability is going up, it's destroying every part of your life, your relationship, and even the way you think. The way you start looking at men and women will be very, very different. Very different, because what you constantly watch becomes your subconscious mind. So be careful of pornography, okay? When it comes to breakups, you don't need to kill yourself. You don't need to commit suicide and all of that stuff. Please understand. Please remind yourself that it can happen to anyone. Breakups can happen to anyone, and it doesn't have to be your fault. And sometimes the way we have to look at it, it may be that person isn't the right person for you and you deserve someone better and you're going to get someone better. But you are so stuck and addicted to your emotion, or your ego and pride is so hurt because how could she break up with me, or how could he break up with me? You're only attached to the false ego and pride, and that doesn't allow you to move further in life, and that creates your pain and your depression, and then you get onto pills. Do you think pills are going to solve your problem? Absolutely not. They are not going to solve your problem of a breakup. You need to address the feelings, face them, accept them, and move on in life. You cannot stay stuck. It's easy for me to say it, but it's the truth. If you stay stuck, that is your fault. Your fault that you're staying stuck. You are not stuck to the love. You are stuck to the rejection, the emotion that you're gone through of loss, of pain, everything. Remember one thing in life, nothing lasts forever. Remind yourself every single day so that you learn how to cherish the moments that are going well for you in life and your relationships. You learn to forgive. You learn to exhibit tolerance and all of these things. Nothing lasts forever. Okay? And at the end of the day, remember, there's a lot of fish in the sea. Everyone finds a partner if they are open to it. If you've closed your mind because you don't believe you can find love, if you've closed your mind because of your insecurities or your ego that you think, oh, there are no guys available, there are no girls available, and I only need someone at this status, this amount of salary. Those are your own limitations. You are blocking the universe from giving you what you want, which is what? Happiness and true love. As simple as that. So keep your mind open. Keep your mind open. Handle your breakups with respect. Okay, don't throw yourself on women. If someone says no, it means no. Don't go and throw acid on their face and rape them and this and that and whatever. And women don't go and destroy men in public and all of that stuff. These are all behaviors which are very negative. It's not going to get you anything. Anything. Absolutely not. If someone says no, if the love has ended, if the relationship is over, respect it. Feel the pain. Go through the emotions, but respect it and move on. By using revenge and all of this negativity is going to get you nothing. In fact, it's going to destroy your life completely. Completely. Tomorrow you do something like this, you're all over social media. Who's ever going to want to spend time with you or even become a life partner? Be careful. We're in a world where everything can be exposed, so be careful. Respect, important. Let's talk about family and parents, because a lot of the youth don't have good relationships with their parents. Remember one thing, if you are not happy with the way your parents are, okay, it's not their fault. They have done what they could. Many parents make mistakes. When you are a parent, you will make mistakes too. Learn to forgive. If you can't forgive, okay, don't be stuck in your childhood problems. Of course, there are some severe childhood problems where you need counseling, you know, children who are abused by their parents or raped or beaten and stuff like that. You need that counseling. But everything else, if your parents were strict, they didn't allow you to go out, grow over it. You're an adult now. You're a youth. Grow over it. Just decide that you're going to be a better parent, that you're going to produce a better family. As simple as that. But being enemies with your parents is getting you nothing. Nothing. Like I said, parents are never trained how to be a parent. All of us are learning in life, and that's why we have to allow for a little more compassion, a little more tolerance. We are all learning all the time. So allow for forgiveness, allow for tolerance, allow for compassion. Like at this age, I still have fights with my dad. We still don't see eye to eye for many, many, many things. But we have disagreements, we have respect, we're back as a family together. There's no reason why you have to be right all the time. You're a youth. I think very, very differently from my father, because he's 79 or 80 years old. He has a completely different perception and experience. I have a completely different one. You and your parents have completely different ones. Realize that. Realize that. Your parents may be wrong for certain things. You are also wrong for several things. So, you know, break these things. You want, like, remember what I spoke about happiness, relationships. You want nurturing relationships in your life. And there is no family that is perfect. I'll tell you that right now, because we counsel hundreds of families and people. There is no perfect family. There is no perfect relationship. When you know that, you stop trying to make your relationship perfect by destroying it more. You learn acceptance. You learn that let's be happy for the way things are. Very important. Your parents, your family, try to fix relationships, with your parents and families and your siblings if you can. There is no point. A lot of people say, "Oh, I just have good friends and I need good friends." Okay, it's good if you have good friends. There's nothing wrong with that. But your blood relationships are your blood relationships. Blood is thicker than water. That has never changed civilizations and decades ago. It is never going to change now or in the future. Remember that. So if you can, try to repair these relationships. Let's move straight into money and wealth. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with money. Today, everyone wants to chase money and chase abundance and fancy cars. I have no issues with that. Are you doing it the right way? Because social media shows you people with fancy cars and all of that stuff. Let me give you a couple of statistics. Half of all the fanciness you see on social media, people don't actually own that. And even if they own that, they own it on bank loans, on credit cards, and all of that stuff. All of that stuff. Do not get fooled with these things. Remember, okay, big things start off with small steps. There is nothing free in this world. There is nothing like a mutual fund or a stock that is going to make you a billionaire. No. It all starts off with hard work coupled with good luck. Yes, there are people who have good luck and they flourish and stuff like that. But change your mindset towards money and abundance. In your pursuit of money, if it's going to make you greedy, if it's going to make you compromise your health and your relationships and your family, you become a slave to that. But you should dream abundance. You should see abundance. You should know what you want. A lot of people say, "Hey, Luke, I want to have $1 million, multi-million dollars." They don't even know how to use it. Ever looked at all the research behind people who win lotteries, jackpots of like $210 million, $500 million? That's like, so much of money. Within a year, they squander all the money off. They've squandered all of the money. So you can have as much as you need to, but if you're not aligned to managing your money the right way or making it the right way, you're going to have a big problem. So it is so important for the youth to know, what is your vision in life? To the smallest detail. So like when people say, "Luke, what's your financial goal?" I don't have a financial goal. My goal is abundance. What do I mean by abundance? That I should be able to have as much money as I need to. If I want to make a holiday tomorrow, I don't have to think and look at a budget and all. I have abundance. Book my tickets, go for my holiday. Okay? If I want to buy something, I don't have to think about it. Abundance. My life is abundant. I will be able to purchase that thing without a loan on my own account. For me, that's my definition of abundance. Using your own money, not other people's money. That's the way I've defined mine. Now, a lot of businessmen do it the other way around. They work on bank loans. They work on other people's money to create wealth. If you're doing it the right way, with integrity, ethics, not an issue at all. Like I said, everyone has their own way. But when it comes to abundance, I can tell you one thing. If you start thinking, okay, if you start thinking and living your life with an attitude of abundance, wealth and abundance will flow into your life. And I'll give you an example. But if you always think from an attitude of lack, oh, I'm poor, when will I afford this? I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't afford this. Oh, look at all those rich people, how lucky they are. That's an attitude of lack. You have to keep an attitude of abundance to attract what you want. My entire life story is based on abundance. Whatever I am today has been visualized at some point in my life, written down in a journal at some point in my life. And I'm being honest with you. I'm being honest with you. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I'm a great businessman. I'm not a great businessman. I don't even know how to read a P&L sheet. I don't even know how to read an Excel sheet. I don't like looking at Excel or PowerPoints. My skill is with my patients' reports and their health. And that's where I put my 100% focus with an open mind that if I am effective with what I do, that one skill, if I am effective, all the abundance in the world will come in. And that's how my entire business is built. I never built a business. My business got built out of sharing. One fine day, I used to work at a corporate job in a company. And one fine day, I was fed up of seeing patients with acidity, constipation. So I decided, let me go on Facebook 4 years ago. And let me just start sharing my information so people stop getting acidic and people come for real health problems, not acidity and constipation. I did one video, I got 1 view. The next day, I got a couple of abuses. And then I just kept doing videos because my intention, I didn't even know what an influencer was. Okay, my intention was share knowledge. My entire multi-million-dollar business today is built out of sharing. Because I began to share more and more and more and more, all of a sudden I had patients and people coming to me for consults and all of that stuff. I had to quit my job because I had like lines and lines of people who wanted to consult me. So you see, an idea of sharing is what built my idea. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say, oh, I had a strategy and I had a vision and I had a plan and all of that stuff. That's not my story. My story is built out of sharing. I had not any capital, no money, not a loan, not a rupee from a bank, from my parents, from everyone. I started looking at my first patients. There was one vision. Whichever patient comes to me, I have to give my best so I am effective. Because if they heal, they will tell 10 other people. Within 6 months, I had a wait list of 500 people on any given day or week. Only by doing one thing, focusing on one thing, being effective. So I didn't need MBAs and strategies and, PowerPoint decks to tell me how to run or grow my business. Till date, the vision of our company is be effective with every patient who comes to us. We don't market, we don't sell, we don't have a marketing budget, we don't do any of that stuff. But the reason I'm telling you the story is because I never believed in my life I would ever turn out to be an entrepreneur or a business or have my own business. I always thought with my skill, I'll be working for someone. But when you keep a mind of abundance open, guess what? It can change. Overnight, your life can change. If you have passion, you have purpose, and you have belief. So today, I don't even know how much money I want. I just want abundance because that's what's always worked out for me. I've never been in a situation in my life where I wanted something and I couldn't have it. Okay, that abundance comes into your life and it happens. I wanted to go to New York for my first consults and all of that stuff. I didn't have money to buy a ticket. 5 days later, a client who had watched a video of mine in New York sent me a ticket and said, come and spend 2 weeks with my family in New York. That was my first trip to New York back then. Ever since my youth, that was my first trip to New York. I stayed for 2 weeks. Okay, I met a lot of other clients. I saved my money. I bought my second ticket to New York. I went there and set up a complete new business of lifestyle over there. So you see, there was no plan. And that's my story. That works for me. I like to be abundant. I don't want someone to tell me, Luke, follow a strategy, do this. They may be right. But for me, if it's worked so well, why will I try to change that? So you see, abundance and money, my advice to you, it comes when you follow your passion and when you have an attitude of abundance. So today, if you ask me, I will never say I can't afford something because I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that. I'm just going to say I can afford it even if I can't afford it. Because abundance is real and the way you think about money is so real, so real. So that's my story. And I'm just giving you an example that, I started my career at 35 or 36. Till then, I was on a salary of 50,000 rupees a month, literally. And I thought that was great. I think my last job, I'm sorry, I was wrong. My last job would have been about 90,000 to a lakh a month after tax, and I thought that's my life. I built my entire life around my salary increasing by 8% every year. Today, I don't have to think that because when I changed my thinking and I said, Why am I constricting my mind towards a number in finance? Let me just start visualizing abundance. Within 5 days of starting our company, I'll give you an example. Within 6 months, my CFO called me up and said, hey, Luke, you'll have made a turnover of $1 million in 6 months. $1 million without any seed capital, without any of that stuff. And I was like, oh, wow, if we did that in 6 months, then we're on the right track. So we didn't change anything. We just hired the right people, invested in training, invested in effectiveness. And a year later, we have turnovers of multi-million dollars, rich in profit, because we don't owe the banks, we don't owe anyone, because that's my personal thing. I don't want to borrow money and feel pressurized that I got to pay someone back. I may grow slow, but I will grow my way. So, that's the decision I made for me. You may make a decision differently because you don't have that fear of having to pay back someone. I don't want to disturb my sleep at night, but if I know I have to owe someone money because they've invested in my company, I don't think I can sleep at night. So I'd rather keep my sleep in place, grow slowly and grow steadily. And doing that, we've grown into a very, very profitable company. And like I said, we'll reach 1,000 crore valuation, without taking money from the market. And we're on that path right now. Dream, believe, with faith and passion. There'll be ups and downs, but never ever stop your dream. And when there are downs, never become non-ethical and decide to rob people or commit frauds. You can do that. It's very easy to do that, but you will lose everything. So that's on money, abundance. It comes when you chase your passion. I promise you, if you could make a business, a multi-million dollar cash-rich profit business out of sharing, you never know what your passion and what it is that you are dreaming of can make for you. You don't need someone to tell you that, hey, you can't. Everyone would say, hey, Luke, you're a service business. Maximum you can see 20 patients in a day multiplied by 5,000 rupees a month. That's like, a day, that's 1 lakh. You can never go above that. But we proved everyone wrong by not believing them. Instead of me, I have 100 of me today who can see 20 clients a day. Example, multiply X. And there you go. You build your business, your abundance, your wealth, and you employ people and you pay them well and you keep them happy. So once you have your vision in mind very, very clear, I had one vision. If I grow, my team grows. It's as simple as that. We don't work on fixed salaries. If my company grows, my employees grow. It's as simple as that. So today, like a normal nutritionist cost in the market, salary can start off anywhere between 8,000 to about 15, 16,000 as a fresher. Okay, and then go up to 20, 25,000. Our team gets paid anywhere between 2.5 to 5 lakhs a month. How? Because I'm growing, they grow. It's as simple as that. They grow, they're happy. If you're happy, you can be effective with my patients. So that's my business model. Now you need to find out what business model works for you. But let me tell you one thing in life, your biggest assets are your people. Invest in your people. Today, I am no one without my people. It's as simple as that. So they are my assets, not the stock market, not mutual funds, not gold. Yes, I will invest there, but I will invest most of my money in my people because they are my assets. And they will grow my company and they will grow everything and our vision of helping people across the world. Let's move into the last topic, which is personal growth. Very, very, very important. A lot of people are looking for their life purpose. They go to the mountains and the Himalayas. Oh, that's fine. I have nothing against that. But believe me, you will find your life purpose while you are living your life. Don't stop your life to find your life purpose. Don't do that. Live your life. While you're living your life and you're exploring and coming across different people and learning and reading and all of that stuff, your subconscious mind is slowly building an image in your mind that suddenly you say, hey, this is what I want to do. So you will find your life purpose while living life. You don't have to find it when you're 15 and 16. I found mine when I was 35 or 36 years old. It's as simple as that. So everyone can find it differently and everyone can create success at any age. At any age. So don't stress yourself out by being in the rat race that I need to achieve by 16, 17, 18, 21. No, if you're in a rat race, you're a rat. As simple as that. At the end of the race, you may be richer, but you're still a rat. Remember that. Be out of the rat race. Define your own success parameters. Your personal growth is important for that. Stop comparing yourself. Stop asking for validation from people. If you believe in an idea, go ahead and do it. I didn't ask 10 people that should I do this. I knew it in my heart that this is my life calling. Do it. If I ask 10 people, everyone is going to give us a different opinion. Some people want to be cautious. Some people want to be aggressive with risk. Some people want to look out. Some people are even jealous. They don't want you to do well, so they give you the wrong advice. Listen to yourself. Then you can run your idea through mentors and make your decision. That's part of your personal growth. Your health is part of your personal growth. If you're sick, you cannot think clearly. You cannot think clear. You miss opportunities in life. Your mindset and your belief system. You need to go back and change your belief system. So the youth today think that, oh, life is stressful, to make money, it's difficult. Oh, these are mindsets which is not your fault. It's because you've been learning it from the top or seeing it all around you. Define your own mindset. Define your own mindset of success. Do not copy mindsets of people out there. Oh, today the world is uncertainty. Businesses are failing. Life is going to be difficult. The stock markets are going to crash. So what? That's other people's mindsets. Your mindset is, despite all of this, I will still be abundant. I will diversify my business. I'll learn a new skill. Focus on action. Change your mindsets about how love is supposed to be, how sex is supposed to be, how women are supposed to be looking, how men are supposed to be looking. You know, most men and women, young couples that we counsel, they think it's all about sex and all about pleasuring people. I thought it was that. I thought the same thing when I was a youth, but you don't understand. When you really ask women, what do you want in a guy? Or you ask a guy, what do you want in a woman? You know, it's all different. Most women today say, we just want a respectful relationship. We want honesty. We don't want to be abused, all of that stuff. And men are like, you know, we want stability. We want you to be honest with us, all of that stuff. But our perceptions of love and relationships is defined by the movies. So change your mindset. Revisit. Anything that is limiting in your life right now is backed by a mindset. So write down those mindsets and change those mindsets in your mind. Work hard. Work hard. You have to work hard. Everyone is out there. Oh, you don't have to work hard. Work smart. Work smart. Invest all your money in the stock market and become a billionaire. And when the stock market crashes, okay, you have to work hard. Work smart and work hard. Okay, for civilizations, we have known hard work pays off. Period. Hard work pays off. All right. Social media stories and success, take it with a pinch of salt. Everyone has a story to show you their rags and riches and how they build. I'm not here to say the stories are wrong, but a lot of stories are also glorified. Everyone wants to show that, oh, I was fat and I was unwanted and unloved, and then I did this and build a big business. Fine, okay? But the fundamentals of building a great business and a great life is discipline and consistency. Whether you went from rags to riches, whether you were successful, discipline and consistency and the right attitude are the three ingredients that I want to leave you with. You can have the best education in the world. You can have the best mentors, the best food, the best body. But if you have no discipline, you have no consistency, and you have the wrong attitude, you cannot be successful. These are the three things that I encourage you to work on every single day. Always be humble in life, no matter how much you have. Have your pride and ego checked. Your ego and pride can destroy you. It can destroy you. Fame can destroy you. A lot of people don't know how to handle fame, and it destroys them. It drives you to suicides, it drives you to frauds, depression, and all of these things. There's nothing wrong with fame, but be grounded so you don't become a slave towards it. For that, you need to be grounded. If you're not grounded, fame is going to take you on that ride, that glamorous ride, and it is going to destroy you. So have it, but be careful of that. Be careful of your pride. Always be humble, okay? Because there is always someone out there who is better than you. So be humble, always be open to learning new things. That's extremely important. Choose your friends the right way. If you have the wrong friends, okay, that is very limiting in your life. There was a stage in my life where I had the wrong friends. And the day I decided to detach from these friends was the day my life changed. It was the day everything changed, because I realized my whole world was around these few. I have no regrets. They were good people. They served my purpose and entertainment in life. At that point, they were not bad people. Okay, but after a while, it began to be limiting. I wanted to grow, but I couldn't grow because of the company I kept. Choose your friends wisely. Your company matters. You become who you are with. So sometimes while you grow in life, you will lose a lot of good friends because there's jealousy, there's backstabbing, there's all of that stuff because you're growing and someone else isn't growing. Okay, you still got to keep growing. Okay, with maturity. Remember that. Practice visualization. Visualization is what changed my life, and it's something that can get you out of fear and insecurity. We will send you a video on visualization. Master it. It takes you 3 to 5 minutes every day. But once you live with vision, your life is beautiful. Like today, if you ask me, do I have stress? Of course I have day-to-day stress. I have patients who are dying. I have, these issues and stuff, but I'm not stressed. I'm not stressed. I can confidently say that because I've built my life around not taking things that don't matter to me. You'll have normal stress if someone's not going to, someone's sick or what of that. But I'm talking about chronic stress, negativity. We go through ups and downs. There are relationship issues when you have your lows and your highs. But as long as you're connected within, you learn how to come out of these things. So be grounded, very, very important. Be kind, no matter who you are in life. Okay, you can't get anything by being unkind. Be kind. Sometimes we get angry. Sometimes I'm unkind. I'm rude. I respond badly, but go back to being kind. Okay, it is so important for us to be kind. And that's very, very important. Remember, only hurt people hurt other people. So if you're stuck in relationships or offices where people hurt you constantly, always remember it's not your fault. Hurt people hurt people. Remember that. Remember that. So you choose to become the bigger person and overlook it or make a decision or do what you have to do. But sometimes we lower ourselves down and we become a doormat that I told you you should never become. Never become a doormat in any relationship. Otherwise, your self-esteem, your self-confidence goes down with that. You become a doormat. People can trample over you and walk over you. So it is so important for you to know who you are. Learn to be you. There is nothing wrong with being you. When you learn to be you, you connect with yourself and your life purpose, your passion, all of that comes. How will you ever find your life person, your life passion, or your hobby, or whatever it is that you want to do in life when you're living someone else's life all the time? When you're wearing facades because you need to be someone else in front of anyone. You have to drop the masks that you wear. You have to be you, and it will hit you. Your life purpose will hit you. But when you're connected outwards with people's opinions, alcohol, drugs, all of that stuff, how can you ever realize what you truly want? What you want will be a decision based on opinions, what you've seen around, glamour and all of that stuff. Look within and you will find your answer. And it comes down to attitude. I think, don't put down other people. Never try to pull down other people who are successful and growing. Be happy for them. Learn to be happy for people. Learn to be happy for your enemies as well. That's the easiest way to forgive. Don't backstab. Don't complain and whine. The moment you find yourself in an area in life where you're constantly complaining, blaming people and whining, you got to step back and reconnect, because it's not going to get you anything. That determines your attitude. And your attitude at the end of the day. What is your attitude when you're in lockdown? What is your attitude in a relationship? Our attitudes change because of circumstances, but at the end of the day, it is your attitude, your discipline, and consistency that will give you the happiest and most successful life. Now, what is success? You define that for you. How can we define it? Everyone's definition of success is different. Some people, it's only money. Some people, it's only fame. You define success your way. That I want abundance. I want to feel fulfilled at the end of the day. I want happiness in my life. When I'm down in life, I want the ability to overcome my problems. I want guidance. I want whatever it is. You define your success, because then you are living life the way you are meant to live it, according to your authentic truth, according to who you are. You know how many people have nervous breakdowns and complete collapses in their mid-40s and 50s because they realize they lived a life for the last 30 to 40 years, which was not the life they wanted to live. They live someone else's life. And that's why they have a midlife crisis. Because all of a sudden you realize, I'm tired of being this fake person. That's a midlife crisis. I'm in a job that I don't like. What am I going to do in the future? I'm not happy. Midlife crisis. You don't have to reach that. You don't have to reach that when you're connected with you and you are living your truth and your passion. And I think these are the takeaways. I'm going to end the call right now. So it's a lot of reflection. Live a life. Be adventurous. Be naughty. Experiment. Do all of these things. Do all of them. But be grounded. Don't become a slave to any of them. Have a lot of fun, but also have your balance. Monday to Friday. This is what I need to do to invest in me. Friday, Saturday, enjoy yourself. If you are able to do this, a lot of people think, oh, but it's not cool. Who cares about cool? What does cool get you in this life? Huh? Maybe a few more girlfriends or boyfriends, a little more appreciation, more likes on Instagram. That's it. Nothing beyond that. Is that all that your life means to you? No, look beyond that. Look beyond that. You can still do everything we spoke about, and you can still be ultra cool. Have a great evening to everyone. Happy Youth Day. You know, you guys are, you girls and guys, y'all are the future generation. I'm sure y'all are tired of what you'll see above. Destruction to the planet, the environment, divorces, rapes, all of that stuff. You be the change. You be the generation that brings that change. Don't put yourself in the youth are careless, the youth are lazy, the youth are on drugs, the youth are on alcohol. Don't become that. Don't become that. You define who you need to be, and you be the generation that is going to affect change that the world and humanity needs right now. Have a great evening, everyone.